Well, hello, hi, how are you? And welcome on in to another podcast by George. Got a special show today. We got some breaking news again. It seems to happen just daily almost. Big news out of the Heartland here in the state of Iowa. This will have ripples across the country. This is going to get a lot of national attention, and I'm going to talk about that right off the top. And then joining us will be Pramila Malik. She's like our in-house expert on the climate. We've got several actually, but I love to have Pramila on the show. It's been a while. And we're going to talk about the climate because, as you know, climate, war, and healthcare, they're the big three on Podcast by George. Those are the things that I focus my energy on when we're not doing blues with Bob Pace and Desharm Jones and Matt Woods and people like that. But news, blues, and interviews is what this show is all about. And this morning we're going to start with some breaking news. Now, I just got this. Bruce Rothenberg gave this to me from the United Auto Workers. And I want to bring this up on screen here so that you can kind of read along with me. Now, this is an updated news release just given out. UAW members at John Deere strike for improved standard of living, retirement benefits, and a better work environment. UAW John Deere members struck at midnight October 14th. That's today, folks, after the company failed to present an agreement that met our members' demands and needs. Quote, "Our members at John Deere strike for the ability to earn a decent living, retire with dignity, and establish fair work rules," said Chuck Browning, Vice President and Director of the UAW's Agricultural Implement Department. "We stay committed to bargaining until our members' goals are achieved." UAW President Ray Curry said the almost 1 million UAW retirees and active members stand in solidarity with the striking UAW members at John Deere. Curry noted that UAW John Deere members have worked through the pandemic. Now, this is key. They worked through the pandemic after the company deemed them essential to produce the equipment that feeds America, builds America, and powers the American economy. These essential UAW workers are showing us all that through the power of a strong, united union voice on the picket line, they can make a difference for working families here and throughout the country. Over 10,000 members at John Deere locations set up pickets. Pickets have been set up, and our members are organized and ready to hold out and fight for a contract they believe meets their needs, said Ray McEnroy, director of UAW Region 4. Our members and their families appreciate the community support that they've already gotten. Strikes are not easy, but some things are worth fighting for. These are skilled, tedious jobs that UAW members take pride in every day, said Mitchell Smith, UAW Region 8 director. Strikes are never easy on workers or their families, but John Deere workers believe they deserve a better share of the pie, a safer workplace, and adequate benefits. And again, shout out to Brian Rothenberg with the UAW for sending that along. Now, the other thing I wanted to share here to kind of get at what we're talking about here is the, let's see, it's this part of it, which was in the Des Moines Register this morning. They had coverage on this. This is what the Register had to say. The negotiations come as Deere is earning record profits this fiscal year, which ends in November. The company's CEO, John May, received, get this, $15.6 million in 2020, a 100% what's it say, raise from 2010 after Deere hit certain performance targets. My God, some employees have told the Register that they are especially motivated to go on strike after working through the height of COVID-19 pandemic, says the company owned team. Okay, so there we go. That's a little small for me to read, but I just can't state that enough. And again, you've heard me bitch all along on this podcast ever since that CARES Act came down. And that's what this is all about. These huge corporations, they all got the support and assistance that they needed immediately. $5 trillion went straight up the pipeline, folks, like a money bazooka, money that you can't even count, went to these corporations, went to Wall Street to make sure that they were taken care of. And then Very little, if any, money started to trickle down, and we're still trying to get it trickled. You see it every day in the news in Congress, and they're trying to get some money down here to us. Some people have gotten $1,600 or $2,000 or something like that. Instead of putting it in the hands of workers that were doing this work, guys got $15.6 million or whatever. Holy buckets. Well, anyway, I wanted to get to that because that is huge news, and it's straight out of the Heartland. It's right here.